back here on Webcode101. As you can see on my screen right now, I have my code editor open and Chrome. Now, the code editor that I like to use is called atom.io. You can get it from GitHub. We talked about it in the last episode, so I won't go into too much detail about it. But what I will do is just quickly show you how to create a file. So once you've opened the software and navigated to where you want to store your document, just right-click and go Add File, and you can type in the file name, and it will create the file for you. Also, you can also do the new file. So we created our index.html page, which you can see I've highlighted for you. Now, on my right, you can see that I've got Chrome open and there's not anything here, but you can see the web address is actually referencing this file that is on my left. So I want to just quickly show you that it is actually referencing it. So I'm just going to type in hello world and refresh this, and you can see it has updated. So that there is not valid. That's definitely not HTML code, and it's definitely not going to really get you high marks in Google. So let's get some high marks in Google, shall we? First, we need to declare a doc type. The way we do this is we do a backward arrow and a quotation mark. It's important that you do the quotation mark, and I'll show you why in a second. If I can get my caps lock on. We then type in doc type. Not document type, not anything else but doc type. Simple as that. And for this tutorial, we're using HTML5. We'll be using HTML5 throughout the whole series, so hopefully you'll get used to it, and it's going to make all of our lives a little bit easier at the end of it. Now, I'm going to show you what happens if I don't put the quotation mark there. You see that? It's turned all blue, and that's actually invalid. It won't work. It won't validate. So we need to make sure that quotation mark is there. The next step we need to do, as you saw on the screen before, is we actually need to open up the HTML. So this actually tells people, okay, or tells search engines, okay, this is a HTML document. The way we do this is we type in backward arrow, HTML, and then close it with an arrow. Then what we need to do is, we're talking about a head, and I want to talk about each element of the head. So let's do this. I hope you're following along at home. If you're not, I'll give you a few seconds just to catch up. So when we do a head, we need to basically make sure that we have our title, meta keys, and if we're going to put some styling in there, we also want to link to our style sheet. We're not going to be doing style sheet today. What we're going to be doing is just basic HTML. So let's do our head tag. So you can see I just typed in the word head with backward arrow and then closed it. Now, I'm going to just close it off here as well, just so that you know that, okay, this is where my head information goes. Now, the first thing that we assigned to those pictures that we had on earlier, Selena Gomez and Brad Pitt, was that they had a name. Well, Google and Yahoo and Bing and all the search engines out there want to know what your website is called. So I'm going to put title, and I'm going to type in my website. And then I'm going to close the title with just \title. Now, it's important here to make sure the title is what your website is going to be about. Now, if I save this and refresh it, you'll notice that up here, it's actually changed to my website. That's because Chrome and Firefox and all the browsers out there will actually get the title from your head tag and actually put it on the tab that it's open to. The next thing I want to do is actually do a meta tag. So to do a meta tag, we need to type in meta, and we need to close it. Now, we do the next thing. Inside the meta tag that we just opened, I want to type in the word name and equal sign, and then put 2 quotation marks. In here, I'm going to type in keywords. Just all lowercase and make sure it ends with an S. The next thing we want to type is the word content, equal quotation marks again, and type in the keywords to your website. So in this case, we're just going to put the word website, not websuit, and we're going to say technology and how to. That's what we're going to put in our meta tag. Now, you'll notice here, if I just make this wide, you'll notice that I've just done a backslash. You technically don't need a backslash. I always do. What we'll do is we'll leave it in there and we'll check if it's valid later on. Now, to do the next one, we need keywords. So what I'm going to, we need description. What I'm going to do to make our lives easier, I'm just going to copy and paste. That's very simple. The thing I'm going to change though is here where we have name keywords, I'm going to change it to description. Now, in content, I want to put what the description of my website is. So my website is about how to make a website / web page. And that's all we need to put there. Now, we close our head just like we did before. If you're following along, we've already closed it. So let's move on to our body. To do our body, what we do is we open it with the back arrow and we type in the word body. Then we close our body just by doing the close arrow and backslash and then body and then forward arrow. Now, inside our body tag, I want to put a header. Now, I could just go hello world and save this and then it just appears on the web page. But what I want to do is I want to make sure that it's in your face. So I'm going to put it in a header tag. Now to do a header, you've got different types of headers, which I'm going to just do a H1 tag for now. That means it's the main header. So we open it here, then we type in our text and we close it here. That's exactly how you close a header tag. So when I refresh it, you'll notice that, oh wow, it's gone bigger. So what type of headers can you actually do? Well, let's have a look. Let's do a H2 and we'll go header 2 and I'll close that. And let's just do that. You'll notice it's smaller, but it's still very bold, which is great if that's the type of style you want. Now, let's do one more, and I'm just going to do a header 3. And I'm just going to close it and save that as well. As you can see, it's smaller again. Now, it's important to use the correct header for the correct meaning of what you want. Google, Yahoo, and Bing will always grab the H1 as it's important. Then header 2 is still important, but it's less important than header 1. And header 3 is, well, this isn't really that important. You don't need this, but it still is important. It's just not as important as header 1 or header 2. Now, inside each one of these, what I could do is I could do a paragraph. So, to do a paragraph, you just back arrow, P, and then forward arrow. And you type in, the world is a wonderful place. And to close it, you just close the P. Now, you'll see when I refresh, it just looks like the HTML text. It doesn't show you the P, it doesn't show you that it's in a paragraph, but we know it's in a paragraph. This allows us to style it, it allows us just a lot of easier things that we wouldn't be able to do if we didn't keep our code clean. So now that we've got our header, our body, and a little bit of content in there, it's time to concentrate on the feet, or what the footer is. Now, we've opened something up the top, which I'm just going to highlight on line 2. It's called HTML. As I said, not many people pay attention to your feet, and not many people will pay attention to your code, but it won't validate if we don't have a closing tag for HTML. What it does on our website is nothing. I've just refreshed that and you don't see any difference. But when we run it through a validator, it will actually come back as valid. So I hope that has helped you make your very first page And if you have any questions, you can get in contact with us on Facebook. We are Netcast.XYZ, and on on Twitter, we are Netcast.XYZ. So there you go. We've just made our very first website. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us on Facebook and Twitter. Just use the hashtag Webcode101 or join us on Facebook and Twitter and follow Netcast.XYZ. Until next time, I'm Russell Harrow, and it's been a pleasure coding with you.